left pedal, to remove the left pedal, make sure to rotate the axle clockwise to loosen. So it's instead of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, it's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. Alright, so we're removing the crank arm. Remove the crank fixing bolt by rotating counterclockwise until the bolt pops out. And then install crank puller. Be sure to thread it in all the way. And then rotate the driver clockwise to push the driver in. And then continue as it gets harder. Keep rotating until the crank arm comes off of the bell crank. Alright, so we're moving the linkage arm. You need a 6mm Allen wrench and a 13mm box wrench. So remove the pivot, get that loose and take it off. Make sure to keep a hand on the handlebar as you remove this. Keep it on the washers that'll fall out. Put this on the ground so there's some bunking in the head. And then back here, remove the linkage arm from the axle. Alright, so we need an 8mm Allen wrench to remove the bell crank. Install it and rotate counterclockwise to loosen. And then use a crank puller on the bell crank. Thread it in all the way. Rotate the driver clockwise to drive the crank off of the axle. It should pop off. Removing the bell crank, you're going to need an 8mm box wrench to remove these 3 bolts right here. So once you get them on there, loosen those and remove all 3, which will expose your bottom bracket and the lock ring on here. To get the lock ring off, you can use your bottom bracket tool, or you can use a Flathead Screwdriver or an Allen wrench to tap it off counterclockwise to loosen it, and that lock ring will come off. And then from there, use your bottom bracket tool on the bottom bracket and rotate counterclockwise to loosen it to get it off. And the thread out is quite long, so it might take a little bit. After removing the right side linkage arm, you have to remove the chain guard, and there are 4 Phillips screws. There's 1 up top, 1 down below, and 2 right here as well. So once you remove those, you can move your chain guard out of the way and expose your right side chain. And from there, you can remove the 8mm crank fixing bolt here and install your crank puller to remove this chain wheel. You won't have to remove your chain because it'll come off with the chain wheel. And then tighten that driver there. Crank puller, continue torquing this guy down until your chain wheel starts to come loose, and it will eventually fall off if you pull on it, exposing the bottom bracket and 1 more of those little lock rings here. on the right side of the machine, to get the bottom bracket out, you're going to have to rotate it clockwise. So rotating it to right. If it's stubborn and it's taking a little bit of time with your tool, you can use a mallet or a hammer to kind of break it free. But once you start twisting it clockwise, that bottom bracket shell will thread right out. And that will bring out the whole bottom bracket right there.